I am blessed. These three simple words carry the power to transform your entire day. When you open your eyes each morning and declare this truth, you are not denying your struggles, you are choosing to focus on the divine gifts that surround you. Every breath you take, every sunrise you witness, every heartbeat that continues to beat, they are all living proofs of God's grace in your life. To say, I am blessed, is to acknowledge that no matter what storms have passed, the presence of God still stands firm within you. It is a declaration that even when life feels uncertain, the blessings of faith, love, and hope are still present, quietly guiding your steps. When you wake up and speak these words, you shift your spirit from complaint to contentment, from worry to worship. Gratitude begins to bloom in your heart, reminding you that your blessings are not measured by what you own but by what you've been given: peace, purpose, and the promise of God's love. Some days may feel heavy, but even then, there is always something to thank God for: the roof over your head, the people who love you, the chance to begin again. When you say, I am blessed, you are not just speaking, you are aligning your heart with heaven's truth. You are reminding yourself that every challenge carries a hidden blessing and every sunrise brings a fresh dose of divine favor. The more you declare it, the more your soul believes it. And when your soul believes it, your whole life begins to reflect it. So before the world fills your mind with noise, fill your heart with these words: I am blessed. And let gratitude shape the story of your day. I am strong. These words are not merely a statement, they are a spiritual reminder that strength does not come from perfection or power, but from persistence and faith. Every morning when you look in the mirror and declare, I am strong, you remind yourself that no matter what challenges lie ahead, you are equipped with the courage that comes from God. Strength is not about never feeling weak. It's about standing tall even when your heart trembles. It's about rising again after every fall, believing that each tear, each trial, and each test has a purpose in shaping your soul. When life weighs you down, when people disappoint you, or when dreams seem delayed, whisper to yourself, I am strong. Because within you lives a spirit that cannot be broken, a faith that has carried you through every dark night and painful moment. Every scar tells a story of survival, every wound a testimony of healing. True strength is quiet, it doesn't boast or shout. It simply endures, trusts, and keeps walking forward even when the path is uncertain. This strength is not your own, it is a reflection of divine grace working within you. God's hand has held you through storms you didn't think you'd survive. Every time you thought you couldn't go on, He carried you. That is why each morning when you say, I am strong, you are proclaiming victory over fear, over doubt, and over weakness. You are not alone in your battles, you are fortified by faith, fueled by hope, and sustained by love. So stand tall today, not because the day will be easy but because your strength comes from a God who never fails. Say it with conviction, I am strong, and let that truth carry you through every moment. I am not alone. These 4 words carry warmth, peace, and divine reassurance for the soul. Every morning when you remind yourself of this truth, you are choosing to rest in the promise that no matter what you face, God is always by your side. In a world filled with noise, loneliness, and uncertainty, it is easy to feel forgotten or unseen. But even in your quiet moments, when no one understands your pain or hears your prayers, heaven does. The presence of God never leaves you, even when you cannot feel it, even when life feels silent. To say, I am not alone, is to acknowledge that there is an invisible strength walking beside you, guiding you, and holding you together when everything feels like it's falling apart. There are times when friends may drift away, family may not understand, and the world may turn cold. But God's love remains constant. His presence is your comfort in the night, your peace in the storm, and your light in the valley. You may not see Him, but His hand is on your shoulder, His whisper in your heart, reminding you that you are loved beyond measure. Every burden you carry, He carries with you. Every tear you shed, He counts. Every prayer you whisper, He hears. So when you begin your day, let this truth settle deep within your heart: you are never walking alone. The same God who painted the sky and calmed the sea walks with you today. When you feel afraid, remember that His angels surround you. When you feel weak, know that His strength upholds you. Speak it boldly each morning, I am not alone. And let peace replace every fear, for God's presence is your everlasting companion. I am growing. These words remind you that life is a journey of becoming, not perfection. Every morning when you declare this truth, you acknowledge that you are not the same person you were yesterday. That God is shaping you through every experience, joy, and challenge. Growth is not always visible, sometimes it happens quietly, deep within the heart, where patience, humility, and faith take root. When you say, I am growing, You allow yourself to embrace progress instead of perfection. You give yourself permission to learn, to stumble, and to rise again with greater wisdom and grace. Growth often happens in the waiting, in the struggles, and in the moments that test your spirit. The storms that seem to break you are the very ones that strengthen your roots. The pain that feels unbearable today becomes the lesson that molds your character tomorrow. Each mistake teaches you something valuable, each delay prepares you for divine timing. Saying "I am growing" helps you see your challenges not as punishments, but as opportunities for transformation. When you speak these words, you remind your heart that God is not finished with you yet. He is pruning, refining, and preparing you for something greater. Every day you are becoming wiser, kinder, and more resilient. Growth takes time, flowers don't bloom overnight, and faith doesn't mature in comfort. It's the process that gives strength to your purpose. So, when you face a hard day or feel you're not where you should be, remember you are growing in ways you cannot yet see. Keep trusting, keep moving, and keep believing that each moment is part of a bigger plan. Whisper to your soul, "I am growing," and let that truth fill you with hope, patience, and quiet confidence in God's work within you. Today is my day of grace. When you wake up and declare these words, you are not just speaking optimism, you are proclaiming faith. You are recognizing that this new day, this very sunrise, is not an accident but a divine invitation from God to begin again. Grace means unearned favor, blessings you didn't work for, forgiveness you didn't deserve, and love that never runs out. When you say "Today is my day of grace," you open your heart to receive the goodness that God has already prepared for you. Yesterday's worries, mistakes, or regrets no longer define you, because grace has already made room for new beginnings. Every morning carries fresh mercy. The simple act of breathing, of feeling the warmth of sunlight on your face, is a reminder that grace is alive. It meets you in your weakness and lifts you higher. You don't need to be perfect to receive it, you only need to be willing. Grace does not wait for you to have it all together. It comes when you're broken, weary, or uncertain, and whispers, "You still have purpose." That's the beauty of God's love. It doesn't count your failures, it counts your faith. As you walk through your day, keep your heart open to the miracles hidden in small moments. A kind word, a smile, a prayer answered quietly. Each one is proof that grace is working. So when challenges appear, instead of asking "Why me?" remind yourself, "Even now, grace is with me." Let that awareness change how you move through the day. With gratitude, peace, and trust, every step, every breath, every opportunity is covered by God's mercy. Speak it with confidence, "Today is my day of grace," and let that truth turn every moment into a blessing. You said expand key point 6 into 300 words without heading. In conclusion, ChatGPT said, "The voice you listen to in the morning sets the rhythm for your entire day. From the moment you open your eyes, your mind begins to absorb the energy around you. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions. That is why it is so important to speak life to yourself before the world speaks to you. When you begin your morning with words of faith, hope, and gratitude, you create a shield of peace that protects your spirit from negativity. Your first thoughts are like seeds. What you plant in your heart will grow throughout the day. If you start with doubt or worry, that's what you'll carry. But if you begin with belief and strength, your day will follow that light. Every sunrise is an opportunity to tune your heart to God's frequency. To speak words that align with His promises, not your fears. When you remind yourself of who you are and whose you are, you awaken confidence that no challenge can shake. These affirmations aren't just motivational phrases, they're declarations of truth. Saying, "I am blessed, I am strong, I am not alone, I am growing, and today is my day of grace," rewires your thoughts and builds a foundation of faith. It's like setting your spiritual compass before stepping into the world. The power of your morning voice is that it echoes all day long. The more you speak with faith, the more your soul begins to believe it, and the more your actions reflect it. So choose your morning words carefully. Speak kindness over yourself, courage into your heart, and peace into your mind. Before you scroll, before you worry, before you rush, pause and speak life. Let your first voice be one of faith and watch how your entire day transforms under the light of grace.